Hello everyone, it's Miriam here at Messy Paper Wheels. Howdy howdy. I hope you got a good view of my desk here so you can see what's happening. Before I do anything today, I had a couple things I kind of like to share. Get this out of the way first. Make sure you like and subscribe and share the link to my site with your friends or anybody else that you're aware of that does some junk journaling. And I think that about sums it up. I just wanted to show you a couple things that I really like, and I'm going to play with some of them today. But this one is actually a Montgomery Ward and Company catalog. It is dated on the inside. It is dated spring and summer, if you look up there top, 1875. What I don't know is if this is, I have read and read and read and read and read and read in here, but I can't seem to find whether or not it is a reprint. Can't find any evidence that it isn't. I've looked online. There are a few online. They look exactly like the one I have, and they've got them sold as an actual catalog from that time. So if anyone knows anything about it, let me know. Or if you've ever seen a reprint from it, let me know, because I'm really kind of curious as to whether or not it is real. Whether or not it still has some really cool vintage pages and writing and things in it. I will still use it. I'm just curious as to whether or not it is actually from 1875. Picked it up at a antique place that I go to once a week. And then I had some other things laying here that I wanted to show you. I got this package of papers from Amazon. It came with 4 packs. The one with the butterfly. Then there's a whale and some sea things. These are more laces and stuff like that. And the last one down here is florals. I just wanted to show you how these were packaged. That impressed me. And even the packaging on this could be reused. Get this little tag and card out of the way for now. So anyway, I peeked in these last night because I was curious. But I just put the vellum back on like it came, so you can see it's just got a vellum, kind of like a belly band around it. And there's not a thing on this vellum anywhere that prevents you from using that on a tag or collaging or in any way that you would like. The books here are just really pretty. These are, I would say, so if I see my ruler handy, which of course I don't, I can use the side of my, what do I have that I could use? Well, Miriam, you're not very prepared now, are you? Okay, time to scoot things to get a thing under here. Ruler thingy. Alright, here we go. See my ruler there. If I lay these down where the 0 would be, they're about 5.5 tall by slightly under 4 inches. So, and there's my hand on it. So you know, you've got some good sized paper to either cover something or collage with it or make tags out of. It is a thinner scrapbook paper, which makes it great for collaging. It's got like an off-white on the back. So it is only one side of, oh, look at those beautiful birds. Anyway, I got this from Amazon. When I post my video, I'll be sure I give you the link down below so you can take a look in case you might be interested. I'm going to go ahead and pull the band off these and kind of flip a few through a few so you can see. Again, it's got this really cool washi. This one has some writing on it. I'm sure it's about maps or travel or something along that line. I'll hold it up so you can see it. I don't have great eyes, so it probably, I don't know how hard it would be to. Okay, tours. Okay, I got to get it out of the camera view so I can look a little closer to read it. Give me a minute here, folks. Tours, oh, it's in French or Italian, not sure. Looks like it could be French. So, anyway, there's that real pretty watercolored like belly band that you could use top of a pocket. You could actually unfold it, press it good. You can press this with an iron, I'm pretty sure. Though, if I do, I'll use the back side because I'm not sure what they used to put the ink on there with. Or whether it printed, I don't know. But anyway. Alright. Here are the ones out of the blue book. And these were all in one package. There's several maps in here. They're with florals. Some collage florals with the maps. Some more maps and florals. Kind of a astronomy-like page. There's duplicates of some. There's some kind of definition and star and something about Paris. More maps. And then this has some pretty blues in here. I mean, the colors, even though the front was blue, it has some really pretty colors in here. Just kind of flip. You can take a look. A lot of it goes with the nautical theme. Boats. There's even some, these are just plain maps. There's seahorses. When you get on up towards the front, there's some boat pictures and some more boatish type seashore there. Anyway, I can't remember exactly what I paid for these, but I'll put the link down below so you can take a look. It was under $15 for all 4 books. I want to say 10 to 12 for 4. This is pretty good quality paper. I would not use it singly for, like, see how easy it bends. I wouldn't use it singly for a tag or something like that, but another piece of very pretty vellum. Also with some words that are actually, can be seen better. Not this one. This is a geography one. But there were some words on this right here that actually you could read them from the back side, and they are from the front side, they're backwards. Interesting. I suppose it was made to be printed like that. Who would know? Alright, and I have one more I'll flip through for you. Dun, 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 dun. And this floral book is just, I think, gorgeous and amazing. I think they would make some really pretty things to cover cardboard pieces with, because they're the thinner paper, they're easier to work with, I think, when you're covering cardboard. And it doesn't make your tag or cardboard that much thicker to take up bulk in your journal either. Alright, so here is the floral pages. There are some butterfly pages in here as well. I don't remember. There's one with postmark on it. Very pretty. And there's some that coordinate color-wise. Here's one that's a collage page already, which is kind of cool. Just various. Some have script on them, some book pages, some labels, vintage signs. So there's some with a book page, and just all random colors. This one looks like it has ink dropped on it, which is kind of cool. That one as well. It came with those black dots on there, just as if the ink were dropped on there when it was printed. Looks like a bunch of misprints. More ink here. And then you've got some with maybe a dot of a different color ink on that. I wasn't sure if it was a mistake or a dot. More collage paper. Again, more collaging. A lot of these kind of look like they're already collaged, which would make them even neat to tear apart and either cover something, which I wouldn't tear it apart, or tear apart and use for collaging. especially the ones with the coordinate. There's some butterflies. The ones with the coordinating colors. There's a really pretty floral clock, some more scissors, some random mailboxy kinds of things on the bottom. There's a crown, birds even in this one. So pretty much has everything you might want for your junk journal, unless you do other yeah, right, say that one again, Miriam. Other specific things in your journal, or like other kinds of pages. These are just gorgeous. And because I have weakness, it's much easier for me to handle a paper pad like this, or say even a 6x6 pad. They're just easier for me to handle because then one, it's not very heavy, and two, it's a lot easier for me to pick up and move, and because this finger thumb grip right here is not real strong for me. I often move things around with my first two fingers and you don't even know I've done it. Well, unless you're, obviously you're watching my hands. I don't realize I've done it. Alrighty. What else I have on my desk here is some random cardstock and papers. I want to show you some things that I have done to cover pieces of cardstock and packaging. Forgive me, I needed a drink there. Get adjusted again here, good. Okay, and then I'm going to show you some things that I've done with other pieces of packaging. Maybe it'll spark some ideas for creativity or something on your own. And depending on how much, oh, it's only been 11 minutes, so we'll have time. We'll cover some things while I'm on camera. These are just a couple pieces of cardstock, and if I'm not mistaken, I think they have a little hole up here. I could repunch a hole in them if I wanted, and I could even turn it into a tag, but I just made these as square journal cards. I thought that on the back of that, with that building and that flower, and it's light enough that you could just journal right over top of it. Really, either one of these is light enough you could write over top of it if you chose. So I made those. I'm going to just lay them to the side because I'll decorate them up at a later date. And then I did some collaging. Now that's a fancy word, but all it means is, there you are. It is just simply gluing things together on a base and randomly putting things together. So let me show you some collaging I have done and tell you what I might possibly do with it. This one happens, you can tell by looking at it, it is a advertisement for Disney Plus. And all I've done is collaged on the other side of it. I will more than likely take a piece of a neutral digital that I printed, or lined paper or something like that to put on the back, and turn this into either a large tag or a large journaling card, because I've got that whole back. I could also turn this into I lost track of my thought. I could really turn it into tags or anything, but I probably likely will cover something neutral on the back and then go from there. I have some larger neutral pieces I could use, and digitals that I'll show you here. This is one I just simply took strips of paper that came off the edges when I was making journal pages. The card was already gray, so I would not have to cover the back. Again, it could be a pocket. It could be a journal card. You could round the corners for a journal card, or you could do the diagonal on each quarter to turn it into a tag and punch a hole there in the center, and then you could use it that way. I don't know what I'm going to do with it, so right now it's just covered. And all these ones that I've collaged on, my plan is to go back and cover them with Mod Podge, because that'll help seal up. Like on this one, if you look real closely, there's edges starting to come up. So what I probably will do is squirt some glue under that and then just cover the whole thing in Mod Podge, because I have some, and that's a good collaging medium, I think, to work with. You can also buy different collage mediums. I've tried a couple. I've tried the Tim Holtz one, And to me, it worked basically the same as Mod Podge. So I know there's recipes online to get sealers made with your PVC glue and that type of thing. So just search, recipes for homemade Mod Podge or something, homemade sealant or something along that line. Here's some more that I did. I kind of kept this in a yellow-green type, in the neutrals color theme. That seemed to be the scraps I had. It just worked out, so that's what I turned them into. Then I have a couple here. These were done with some of those little paper pads that you can order from places like AliExpress and Temu. I just tore them off. Actually, what I did on this one is they were just small pages. I just cut them in half and turned them different ways to create this card. It's white on the back, so I'll likely either distress ink it. It needs trimmed up along the edges. I'll likely distress ink it or put a very neutral background paper on there. One that someone could write on the back. Here's another one I did, very similar to that last. In fact, they coordinate because I was pulling from the same scrap pieces when I did them. This is simply either the front or the back of a 6x6 pad. I just covered the one side till I decide what I'm going to do with it. If I cut it in half and use it for side tucks or pockets or something where I'm going to be gluing this down, there's no need to cover the back. So I'll do that at a later time. I also have another one I did here, another 6x6 page. So you can see I just glued them on there. And in front of me, I have some random packaging pieces. I thought I would pick some of the smaller ones. Here's like a cardboard coupon from Domino's. But I thought I'd pick some of the smaller ones and maybe cover them with some of my new papers, since I'm just absolutely in love with them anyway. And cover and see what I get done and where I get with this. We'll go from there. These are some more. This was like a 6x8 paper pad, which I'm not fond of the 12x12. So if I can get different paper pads with smaller sizes, I will do that. The other thing I don't like, I don't know, I just don't like making a journal out of nothing but scrapbook paper, the 12x12 size. Here is some green. Someone gave this to me. It's just simply some army green color paper. I thought maybe I could cover a few of my cardboard with it and then I could decorate it up. I'm thinking this will match the digitals that I had, not the digitals, the scrapbooking paper that I had that I am going to use making a Christmas journal. Just enough to make one journal, so when I put it together, I will be sure to show you. These are just some random scraps that I have. Fairly neutral. There's a green, so I will probably use something. That's really cool. Maybe the most neutral side. Some map. Again, some more random small scraps here that I can use. Piece of cardboard even. Little tiny pieces of book page, just some random things. And let's see what else I have here along this line. That's actually very heavy cardstock paper, a piece of it. So I'm probably going to pull that out of there and put it with cardboard because it can be covered. I'll put my random scraps up here with the green paper for now. And decide what I'm going to work on. Oh, there's another 6x6 page and a couple. These are just those, those brochures when you go places, they have all the brochure holders. Well, I saw Christmas Festival and I was curious as to what it was anyway, but it turns out, accidentally picked up two, and it turns out it's really good thick cardstock. And same with this one. It's it was for a thrift store and I just was curious where their thrift store was when I picked it up. So let's And then I've got also here, I think we'll start with some small things, but I think I will do one of these election ones, show you how I do that, because I did put a bit short on there about saving your election cardstock. I have, interestingly enough, I said that I haven't gotten that much election cardstock. It's really odd. This year I don't seem to be getting any. So I'll put this under, probably be ahead, Miriam, to just lift it up and do it. There we go. Put that under there. Try to get it out of our way as much as we can so we have some room to work. All right. So let's see what else I got here to cover. These are all just small things I don't want to use as are. So they're small pieces of cardstock. These are the ones out of my Kodak printer that comes out every time you start a new thing in it. These came from some Bible journaling kits that I got a long time ago. Here's a piece of Mr. Pen packaging. It was for metallic markers, by the way. Just another random card I've gotten from other journaling type groups. I also save my business card. When I order from someone, I save the business card, and I save those cardboard. Best Egg, they're the best for this size cardboard. They are constantly sending me ads to sign up with them. So I just save the little cardboard and trash the rest. It doesn't have my name on it, so I don't have to worry about that. Here is a business card I picked up somewhere, another one of those Kodak thingies. This would be great simply because I could probably turn this into a blue tag without too much trouble. So I don't know that I'll work with a blue today, but again, another business card. And tell you what, this Avon's another place for some good for some, and they're blank on the back. So they are excellent resources for, extra cardboard to make things out of. And the cardboard to get in them is, usually heavy enough. So see, here's one that was in the Bible journaling. It already says 'tis the season on one side. So I probably will turn this cover the back side and turn it into a tag and leave that on the front, either for a gift, because we got to think about gift tags this time of year, don't we? Or for, oh gosh, Miriam, write out, bing, bing, bing. Or for a journal. That's what I was going to say. All right, let's get rid of the bluesies today. And we'll work with the other pieces that I've got here. There's another bigger piece. Here's another random piece. This is one of the business cards that I covered. Again, I could still cut the corners and ink it and turn it into a tag. Or I can leave it like this and turn it into just a small journaling card. It could become a pocket. It become part of a belly band. I mean, the possibilities are endless, really. And up here I also have this one that simply just needs a little glue, obviously. But I just layered some things on it. It's one of those small pieces of paper that I got. I didn't notice till I got that on there that does say a glad and joyous Easter. So likely I'll put this away for a spring journal, but I just had shamrocks on the bottom, and I knew I'd never use shamrocks, so I thought I'd turn it into a more neutral card. So I'm going to leave that out. I don't want to put that back in here. Alrighty. This is just random packaging, random packaging. Here's another small one. I think we'll go for it too. And then the other thing I have here at my desk that's been buried until I just now uncovered it is, stick that over there. These are little pieces of packaging that we're going to work with here. There's some of that vellum belly bands. We'll get that out of the way up there. Anyway, here's some small pieces. I'm going to go through all I'm going to do today is simply cover some of these pieces with different digitals. I wanted you to see what kinds of things you could save and use. I'm going to flip through this other packaging. I also have some book page laying over here. Book page to me is pretty neutral and can be used in any type of journal. And then some other neutral colored pages. See what all I've got here. I can kind of show you what I've got. We'll give you some ideas on what to save. And maybe we'll get a few covered. And again, this is one of those thank you cards from an Etsy or order from one of those Etsy or what is it, eBay or something like it, Macari. Here's couple more small pieces. This one that says panel 2 was from a folio that I put together. I videoed that the other day. And these are just from old Smash books. I found some old Smash books that I've had apparently forever. Don't know what that's off of, but a random cardboard. Here's another little small packaging, so I think I'll pull that out. Try to do the small things. Here's one with a little flip-up thing. I'll pull that one out because it would make a good pocket. You could cover that and extend it to the end, and that would make a pretty cool pocket. Another piece of advertisement cardstock that I must not have used. And the end of a piece of cardstock that I use obviously for something else. We'll just go ahead and see how many of these kind of things we can maybe get covered. Because once it's covered, you can come back and decorate it all at one time, and I think that's a lot easier. Here's small Tim Holtz packaging. Oh, and I get some others. This is actually a piece of very heavy cardboard that almost feels like wood, believe it or not. Another little Tim Holtz package here. Oh, this was around one of the boxes. That could easily be turned into something really neat. So I'll lay that aside. There's a couple of pieces of vellum packaging that I'm going to put with that other. Okie doke. What else do I have here? I have a round, but I'm not going to do it today. I have these too. I could possibly use some of my new papers and turn that into something. I'll do that another day. Alright, go ahead and get some more small pieces here. This looks like an envelope already, but it would be easy to turn into one. All we have to include is the bottom flap. This is packaging from a greeting card box. Sanding block. And it's pretty heavy packaging too. These are just some dividers that I had in a file. One of those 4x6 card files. Another small piece that's very thick. So I probably will leave as is. Again, another thick piece. What are you? Oh, these are all packaging. These are all pieces of packaging from different ephemera sets. So what I'll likely do on something like that, it is glossy, but I will probably leave part of that just for viewing because I think it's pretty. Alright, I have this thing for paper clips. It almost makes it kind of its own little library pocket. We'll save it. We'll save you. What else? These are all tiny little boxes. I don't want to do tiny little boxes today. That reminds me, have you all ever seen the peanut butter box commercial? This is just a piece of cardboard with some kind of clear, almost like acetate stuff over it. I just held on to it because I thought it would be really cool to do something with. So, okay. I've got a bunch out here now. Well, of course, it's not going to go back into the envelope as I pulled it out of the envelope because it never does. Try this. It was already hanging out when I started here, so I love to keep the Tim Holtz packaging and some of the Ephemera packaging. That way you can use what is on the packaging and use it with the matching ephemera that you bought. We're not going to use that either today. Alright, so we'll put those up there out of my way. I can still reach the corner around her. My little Montgomery Ward's book. I'm not going to use him today, so let's put him out of the way. Somewhere. How about up there? Okay. And I am just going to take some of my smaller papers and just start covering some of these small pieces. I've got my glue stick at the handy, and I also have yeah, you do, Miriam. I don't know. I'll use the rest of my gel glue that I've been trying to use up. It's pretty good, dries pretty quick, dries clear if you happen to get any on anything. And I know it's buried under here somewhere. Here you are. See, like all the other YouTube creators out there, I bury things on my desk. And unless you clean up with every little thing, you'll do the same. Okay, let's see what we will start with here, because I don't know. Looks like I got all the small ones. Wish you weren't so glossy. Okay, these are bigger ones, so I'm going to lay these aside for now. So I've got my glue and glue stick. I've got my little scraper thingy to scrape things down. Get this glue flowing. I didn't close it off, so hopefully it still works. And of course, oh, just partly closed off. Maybe I closed it after all. I didn't think I did. But see how I'm gripping it with 2 fingers? I have to do it that way. Yep, I can see glue coming out the end, so let's turn her upside down and see if we can't get this thing to start flowing. Somewhere I also have some Christmas papers that I might, I don't know. I think I'm going to do all neutral today. I'll do Christmas at a later date. There you come. Boy, you're moving slow today, aren't you? You might need a little help from a straight pen. Alright, let's see. I think that'll take care of that one. I don't think there's anything else popping up. Nope. Okay. You are now ready to go in wherever I keep a case that I keep these completed ones in. Here's a couple little tiny one ticket-like things here too that I want to cover. I'm going to start with just pulling from these random scraps that I laid here, and maybe pull some things. Try to use some of these up here. I just lay these up here, and maybe I will also pull from my new books because I want to use them so bad. I think they're beautiful. And here's some other random pieces of scrappy like things. There's some script on one side, and looks like script on the other. Probably won't likely use that, but I'll lay it over here with the scraps. So anyway, I'm going to try to use up some of these that I can. Don't know what. I'm just going to kind of look and grab today. Here's a real small piece that would probably be good for covering one of these tiny tags. And I don't know. Here's another little piece that might be good for covering another tiny tag. Here, there, this piece of a book page here. One of you would be good. A couple small pieces of book page here. Really small, as a matter of fact. Let's see. Looking to see what words are on this book page. And I'm not seeing any that'll cause anybody grievance. There's just a tiny little piece of book page. We'll lay you guys up here. And then there's another one like this that we could probably put on this other piece if I don't have any smaller pieces here. Let me see what else I got here. Random pieces. You want to come out and play. Alright. I also have apparently this red stripe, which I think is really cool. And this, it has like a texture almost like wallpaper, but it was a paper pad that I bought when I was making cards years ago. And then there's another neutrally either green or brown piece that I can use. I think that's about all I have over here at this point. I do have some old map. Oh, I have this piece for maybe something a little bit bigger. It's kind of pretty. Alright, let's see what I'm going to do with these teeny tiny thingies. Are you going to fit on here? And the question is, do I cover the back? Yes, I think I should. I think I'll start with that and then cover the back. So I'm just going to get my glue stick and a couple of pages to glue on, so I keep my desk nice and neat, and cover a couple tags here with you. And then I'm getting to where I probably should say goodbye and go from there. Unless you want to stick around longer. I'm going to still be creating, I just don't know that I'll be videoing the whole time I'm creating today. Because when I video, I gotta talk. It just depends on, still got some congestion from where I was sick a few weeks back, and I'm taking medicine from the doctor for that. It just won't linger and it just won't go away. Alright, I think we got this one covered pretty good. I'm just going to stick it down on there, and I covered it super good because it is a shiny glossy surface and you really want your glues to stick. I pulled mine back up. I didn't like how it was laying and I pulled it back up. If you act quickly with glue sticks when you're gluing two pieces of paper together, you can do that. Just make sure that when you do that, your glue stick doesn't dry out. Don't wait so long, your glue stick might dry out on you, because that'll make cutting, that'll make it difficult, obviously, to use, and you don't want it coming apart either. So I'm going to leave that for a minute. I can come back and cut that, or cut it when I'm off camera. I know you guys want to see some things probably. Here's this one. I think I'll use this piece. It's single-sided. And glue, perfect. Glue this down on this piece. So I'm going to put the glue on the tag itself. And then I'll put something super duper neutral in the back. So make sure you get all your edges real good, because that'll help keep it down. And then always use some kind of a bone folder or something to spread your glue out so you don't end up with air bubbles. It also, if you're using something other than a glue stick, it'll help spread that glue out too, so you don't end up with big clumps of glue in there. And see, I pushed some glue off the edge here just by doing that. I hope you guys are seeing. Yeah, you're seeing what I'm seeing. Alright, what else we got here that's small and I could possibly... Oh, we got this one. And let's see. You would be good. But I think what I'm going to do with this one is go ahead and trim the corners so I can use it as a side tag. That is, if I brought my... There's some scissors. I can always use these. I don't have my small ones, but these probably will do just as well. So when you do a tag, if you haven't seen this yet, I know some people have been around a long time and see it, you just cut your corner and then take it and put on the other corner. If you can hold it by the corner successfully, go ahead and do it like that. If you don't think you can kind of either eyeball it where it's going to be. Like if I were eyeballing it, I'd want to cut my diagonal so it goes through the C in recollections and the S in, or whatever letter that is, bling stickers, that's what it is. So I wanted to go through the C and the B. So that's what I'm going to do here. Get off my hand. So I'm just going to cut it the same way. I'm going to put my scissors so it'll cut through when I cut through the C in recollections and the B in bling. So there we go. That's going to be a pretty good cut, I think, if I don't end up messing it up before then. Oh, I moved, so it's not going to cut straight. There we go. There we go. There is my tag. You could put less of a corner if you want. If it's a tag, I kind of like to make sure I have, you know, obvious corners on it. So I'm just going to glue this neutral paper down on the, actually, yeah, I'm just going to glue this neutral paper down on the front of this one. And then we'll go from there. Again, I'm just going to use the glue stick. I have just some scrap journaling paper that I'm gluing on top of. When it gets too sticky, I'll peel it off or fold it in half, use the other side, and then I can always use the folded in half pieces. I can glue them the rest of the way and then use them as backing for a tag or for something very lightweight. That works as well. If you don't have cardstock, glue several pieces of paper together. Just make sure you're pressing down with your glue stick. You can always sew around them if you have a sewing machine. I really don't, I can lose that bird. It's not that big of a deal, I guess. So I'm going to try to get this as close to the edge. That just means less cutting for me. Okay, that one is good. So I'm going to turn it over so I can press down really hard with my little, I call this one a little ergonomic bone folder. It actually is a Cricut scraper where you scrape things off, but it works very well as a bone folder. Yeah, that stuck good. So I'll put that in my 2-cup pile. And let's see, I'll do a couple more here, and I think you kind of get the gist here. It's not, let's do this lace impressions one. Let's do it next, and I'm going to get one of my digitals down out of this pile down here that I have some random digitals in. These are just ones I've gotten online, or they were freebies. I get a lot of my freebies from Natty and Moon on Facebook, and also Scrapbooking with Me on Facebook. They have some really pretty digital things. You know what? I got these were a couple freebies from Scrapbooking with Me, and it says Dear Santa. So I think I'm going to try to use that part of this digital. Oh, excuse me. For some reason I'm sneezing now. Okay, I'm better. A drink will definitely make you feel better. You need one. I might need another one here in a minute. I was looking to see if I had another smaller pair of scissors here, but I don't. I must have taken them in my living room for cutting, so I'll use my big ones. Now when I'm covering something like this to be a pocket, what is my problem? It's hard to see sometimes what I'm doing with the camera where it's at, because my eyes, it's like right above my hands. Give me just a minute too, because my eye is just super watering here from when I sneezed there, so I need to wipe my eye. That way I can see where I'm cutting and what I'm gluing. Alright, hopefully you didn't see my messy hair on camera because it looks ridiculous right now, but that's okay. For some reason today it wants to frizz out a lot. These particular digitals were from E at Scrapbooking with Me. They put out she has her own channel on YouTube, and her daughter is Melina. Also has a channel on YouTube. She goes by Me Crafty Scrapper, I believe it is. So either one of them will post Friday freebies, and you can go get them. They're starting to post some Christmas things. So if you're planning on a Christmas journal, I highly recommend you can pick up some free digitals. Now I've got this Dear Santa, so I think I can use it on the top part and get the whole Dear Santa on the pocket. At least that's what I would love to do. So I'm going to start with cutting off this top so that I can get it close to the top as I can, and I will try to most of my ability to cut straight. Let's see. Alright, I think that worked. So, we'll turn that down and play with this paper till I can get that, as much of that Dear Santa, so you can tell what it is. We'll come up just a little so I have a little edge to fold over. Alright, now this is where I want it, and I'm going to put the glue on the cardboard and then stick the paper down to the glue. And I printed these on newsprint. I printed several of my digitals on newsprint paper. Amazon, if you just search newsprint, it's a same kind of paper that your newspaper, they use at newspaper offices. It's a much thinner, flimsy paper. If you're covering items, it's great to use because it doesn't give it a lot of bulk. Sorry. I can't cut and think at the same time. Anyway, it does not give your item a lot of bulk, so you can use it without too much problem when you're decorating your journals or cards or anything like that. Alright, so let's see here how to do this. I know how I want to do it, I just gotta quit having so many things stick to me here, I guess. I have to have things when I'm working where I can just reach them easily, so my desk often looks horribly cluttered, and you probably wonder why I have all this stuff stacked right here where I can get to it, because when you're in a wheelchair and once you get situated at your craft table, it takes a little while to adjust your chair and things to go across the room, because I tilt my chair down to sit at my craft table, and it just makes it a little harder to try to adjust while you're filming. So okay, I think I got lots. Oops, missed that edge there. With most glue sticks, you can you might not be able to see it on camera, but you can yeah, you can right there a little bit. You can turn it where the light's hitting it, and then you can see if you've missed a spot where you put your glue stick. I don't know how well this newsprint will peel back up. I've used it before. I don't think I've torn it, but it might be one of those things where it has been torn a time or two. So I really am not sure. I can't remember. I'm going to start with getting dear old Santa's A on here. And if I get the A, then Yeah, the rest will just kind of fall into place. Absolutely. Yay, it worked. Okay. Now, looks crooked on here, but honestly, I think it'll be okay. Oh, no it won't. See if we can pull it up without ripping it. Well, that answered that question. If you don't use your little thingy and press it down, sometimes you can get it right back off. There we go. So, try this time to be slightly straighter when I put dear old Santa's name on here. Oh, come on, things. How about if I turn it upside down and I can still see slightly through the paper and I can tell if I'm getting it. I think that'll be good. You can get a little bit straighter that way when you're looking at it. If you're trying to do something with a piece of paper and you're having trouble figuring out, turn it different directions, different ways, see what fits, what, because paper can have limitations, so see what's not going to split or crack if you're folding it. And honestly, you can use any kind of paper you want. You'll find ones that you like better than others. Some people like printing their digitals all on cardstock. I print mine on a wide variety of things, and I think I'm just going to go ahead and trim my corners and stick this over the edges. And I'm not going to cover the back, which is the part that's face up here, because I don't need to, for one thing. I think I got that one okay. And then I'll cut in here on both sides, so because I don't want to. Obviously there's a difference here, so I can't just fold it up here and then get up there and fold it the same. And I'm going to use these. No, I'm not. I'm going to use the piece I put on the front to go around. So, but still, they're in the way. So we're going to get rid of those. Now I'm just going to take a little bit of glue, run it along the edge, and fold that over. Remember, your junk mail and your packaging that you keep, your only limits are your imagination, honestly. You can pretty much make what you want with it. You could, even if you don't do junk journals, you could use some of these Christmas digitals, make your tags, your cards, just all kinds of little goodies. A fancy little folio or something to send to one of your friends. Wish them a Merry Christmas, you could do that. Make them for a family member, a little folio. Again, you can make a little folio for a family member and actually put your, if you got them a gift card, you can make it to put your gift card in. That does not want to fold right there. Wonder, it's so small, I think. It just does not want to come over the edge. It looks fine on the front, so I think I'll leave it at that. Take my little scrapey thingy and scrape the rest of it down now. I don't think I did that a few minutes ago, so even though I have glue stick on the back of these sides, I want to make sure I got that down good, so it definitely doesn't try to come back up. Glue stick's still wet. I can press this over without too much problem. And that's the other thing. Normally, I don't know why this, I guess it's because it's such a small amount. Normally, your newsprint folds so much easier than heavier papers. And then see how I cut that corner, and then when you turn it over, you get a nice corner that looks covered on both sides. So that's how you do that. Some people just fold them over and don't cut them. I've seen it done a lot of different ways. It's just, you just want, I do this because it helps give you a little, especially if you're covering a different color cardstock or something, it gives you a nice finished look on all your edges that you can go back and ink. So now we have a Dear Santa potential pocket. I went ahead and push this down out here in the front. So all I'm going to do right now is simply cut it. So it will go up. And when I cut here, I am going to go ahead and cut straight. And I'll show you why here in just a minute. I'm going to do the same thing on both sides. And all I'm going to do is follow the arch and cut that little tiny side piece. Same way as I just did the one on the other side. Because, I'll show you. When I go to put the rest on. You'll notice that lace expressions does not come clear over here to the side, so when I fold it this way to have my pocket, which I'm going to go ahead and fold it on this one. There's actually 2 score marks there, but I'm going to fold it on the one and then burnish it really good down so that way it'll create a pocket. And then once I cover it again, that'll help get rid of where it's scored there from the other. Now I left these long because this doesn't go all the way to the end. It stops right here, and then you got like, what, that much on each side that will not be covered. So I left that long, and then when I cover the front, that'll give this part a little bit more sturdiness by having it extend out like that. And then I'm going to go ahead and cut it even on this side, because we don't want it to interfere with it turning over the edges with it. Okay, so I got Dear Santa on there. Let me see if I have any other Christmassy kinds of digitals that I printed, or see what I got here. For the bottom of the pocket, there's Santa Claus. That's not even, that's just digitals. Aha, here's some Christmas music. Let's see here. These are just, there's some more Christmas. Oh, that's the same one I just looked at. These are from an almanac. Again, majority of these, I'm pretty sure were all freebies. So there's several, oh, there's a old Queen Victorian letter. Amazing Grace, but it's not really Christmassy like. Those are going to be too small. I know I gotta have some. Oh, here's another. The First Noel. I know what I could do. I can use this and use this pretty border across the front of the pocket. And it's kind of yellowed when it prints anyway. So let's try this. I'm just going, oh, look at that down there. This medieval shepherd's tune first appeared in, how much do I need? That would be gorgeous. What if I just attempt to cut this? I hate to get rid of that, but I'm going to attempt this and see if it's going to work. I'm going to cut as close as I can to those letters that are there, and as close as I can to the bottom of that music so that I have as wide a, or as tall a piece as I need here. Maybe there'll be enough to also wrap around the sides and up the bottom. Just to give a nice clean look on the bottom. It really doesn't need to go. It could be trimmed and inked. Inking will cover those white marks up, and I know you've heard me say this probably a lot of times. Inking is a crafter's best friend. If you want to know the worst enemy, it's glitter. It's a nightmare. It gets everywhere. You can't get rid of it. I enjoy working with it sometimes, but it is just a mess, so I don't. Okay, where'd my... There it is. Clear over here. Now, what about using this to cover that bucket? It kind of doesn't go together because that's the first Noel and that's Santa. So let's, now that I have it cut, I'll lay it aside and use it for something else. Let me see what else I might have now that I think about it. Probably shouldn't use the nativity set with Santa. I mean, it could, but just not just as the only two items on there for the moment. These are all just some random book pages that I've got into here, and I really don't know what I have. I'm just looking to see what might work. Some music, some more music pages. I really don't know. Let's see, the first Noel. See if I printed any other musical pages that might. I thought I did. Oh, okay. I Three Wise Men. A Little Town in Bethlehem, of course. Let's see. Well, now, what am I going to do? I need a piece to put on there that will coordinate. Let's see. Well, this is a nice, heavier piece. Let's see what these are. Here is, oh, that's white. No one uses white. Here's a piece of script that I could use. And what are you? I think I said I wasn't going to use you. Yep, I did. Let's see what else I've got here. You're going to be too much, and the map just isn't going to cut it. Aha! I found some more. This could be a potential. Yep, that could work. Not even going to be able to tell those are letters, so let's see what's on the other side of these as I go. You know what? That's not bad. But I think I'm just going to go with this neutrally, use this upper side that doesn't show this orange on this end here. I think that'll work best because the script's kind of big and I don't want to. Okay, so what I'm going to do is take this piece. I won't be able to put it that way. I'm going to put it this way. I'm going to glue it down. But when I do, I'm going to come past this piece right here. And I'm going to come about the same amount on this side because I want to fold those around my pocket. So I just want to make sure I have enough to fold on this side, and I don't want a lot of this orangish showing. I think that's going to be my best orientation right there. And if I want to fold it over, then I need to come over that. So let me get it good and covered with glue here, and then we'll figure out where to put this piece of paper. Oh, wait a minute. I just found something that I think will, that's what I'm using. This will be even better. Still not wide enough, so we'll have to do it this way, but this will be even better. Perfectly. I like the darker red, and it's Dear Santa, Santa's red, kind of red and silver. Works for me, so I'm going to cover this past the fold with my glue stick. These are random book page, get out. So I'm going past the fold here. Oh, I'm already at 1 hour and 3, so, well, if you like my videos, then you'll stick around, I guess. Sorry about that. I know I do longer videos, but it takes me twice as long as your average person to complete those things, so that is why. If you watch this, please message me down below. Let me know what kind of videos you might like to see, or if you have a disability or question something you think you can't do, please message me and I can let you know if I have a some random idea of something that works. If I have it, I'll be more than happy to share with you. So, or if you have a suggestion that you found, please feel free to comment below and share it with me, and I can tell the others who watch my video, I can tell them about it on the next video. So I enjoy comments, hearing from people what you think. Yeah, that's going to look really good once I get this on here and cut properly. Okay. Now, I'm going to start with just cutting my arch here. Now I'm just going to cut to the end of the paper. I think I will need to trim that once we fold the pocket up to stay. However, for now, I think I'll be okay if I just trim this part. That blue is not going to show because it's going to be folded over to the back, and you'll see what I mean when I open this or fold this back up. I got it open now because it's just easier when you're covering it to open it up, especially when you're doing your folds and things like that. So now we want to take this piece and kind of fold it so it will train that piece of paper. If we glue anything else down, we want to train this front piece of paper to fold where we need it to fold. And the way to do that is by using the thing that is right under your hand. Anyway, the way to do that is just really press it down. If you have old papers, sometimes they'll crack along that edge. Most of your scrapbook papers are, you know, good for this. And then you want to come in here and take your scissors and just cut. Keep missing the paper. There we go. Just cut to the fold on both sides. Well, I know one thing. When I get off this video, I'm going to hunt for my smaller scissors. Because I didn't want to cut that. Mama. I want my mommy. We'll fix it from the inside. We'll put some washi tape on the inside, and we won't know that it's that way. We'll reinforce it with the inside washi tape. Alright, try not to do the same thing on this side. And that's what I'm going to do over here. So, yeah, I'll cut that there, so it'll be a little bit easier. It doesn't have to be right exactly on the fold, since you're folding it over. It should still work, even if your cut's not on the fold. Yeah, it'll still work. And then you're going to fold these around after we repair the one side, and there is a pocket. I can put a decoration that matches my journal later on. So for now, we need some reinforcement here. Let's grab some washi tape up here that I have. Doesn't really matter what color it is. So I'll probably just use a piece of this black here, as long as it doesn't show through that paper, the red paper. It shouldn't. I wouldn't think so. Just need a small piece where I cut it right there, just to reinforce that. So we'll stick this down, and then I'll trim the top good here. I'll just trim right along this edge from the back. Those of you who have longer hair, does your hair ever get in your face when you're trying to craft? I find that if I'm crafting, I need my hair pulled back so it doesn't fall right in my face when I'm talking or trying to do something. I know it's because the way I have my camera set today, I just can't, I'm not that blind. But it's hard to see past the camera today. It's like right in my line of sight, so usually I hold things a little closer. I'm going to try it from this side because I just can't seem to get a close enough chop here. Let's try this. There we go. That should have done it. Yes, it'll be good enough for me. So we'll push these two together. Then I'm going to come up here and try If it wants to fold where it's cut there, I'm going to let it do it. Otherwise, I was going to try to make it fold somewhere else, but it doesn't want to. So I'm going to use this is just a clear tacky glue. It's not Elmer's glue. It is Aleene's clear tacky gel glue. I had some of it. I'm just using it right now to try to use it up. And I put it in a glue bottle for easy squeeze, but it's really not being so easy today. Let me get a pen here and try poking a pen in there, see if I can get it to flow a little bit better. It might have a little block. Just put it in there and roll around. And lay my pen aside so I don't lose it. I'll put it back here when I'm done. Oh, here it is. Grabbing the wrong piece of paper. Wake up, Miriam. All right. That's flowing rather nice now. So I'm going to put lots on that. And I'm going to put lots here. And then I'm going to turn it over. And just hold these for a couple minutes to allow them to stick good. And this piece will be done. All right, I will let y'all go for now. All I'm going to do is go back and cut out these pieces that I covered. I turn them over, like here's this one. I turn them over and cut from the back because you can cut right along that cardboard edge and you can follow the back so much easier. I'm going to wait till I get off camera to cut these so I can get my better scissors that I normally use. And then I have these other 2 tags that I covered on the front that I will cut and then put something on the back of them as well. Somewhere I had a second tag. I'll find it here and cut it as well and cover some more things. When I film again, I'll be more than happy to show you what I've covered. And maybe I'll do a piece where I'm collaging with the bigger pieces so you can see that and how that goes. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for watching my video. Please like and subscribe, and then you can get notified of when I have new videos up. And you all have a nice afternoon. It's Miriam at Messy Paper Wheels. Bye, y'all.